Hey everyone, this is the Village of the Man, bringing you session 25 of our D&D game, The Ancient War Reborn. Here with bearded bastards, and that what the bearded wonder called us. I think you called us that because your beard, your name, bearded.
He wants to put bearded in every sentence.
I do.
So like I like to suck bearded dick.
Ironically, it was talking about even the bearded dead.
So.
And those bearded nerds.
So I like tossing bearded salad. I'm just saying. But you gotta add it to every word. But anyways, I'm JVD.
Beer rides.
Hey,
Beer rides.
we're waiting on you, buddy.
Oh, my bad. I was trying to make fun of him. I'm in with the great friend of Village, the band. I am playing the Luda Silverstring, the Elven Bard, and we have a cheater and a champion among us.
Ooh, and a loser.
And a martyr.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what you are, a martyr?
I knew I was going to lose. I still stepped forward. That's all I'm saying.
I'm the bearded wonder playing Vesper North, the Moon Elf Rogue, and yeah, I might have cheated, but I still won.
Hey,
Make that work.
What did the sword tell you? Valor gets you nowhere.
Yeah, Valor gets you nowhere, exactly.
Valor gets you nowhere.
It didn't get you anywhere, did it? Or well, you got on the ground. Yeah.
Oh man, they put the ring of fire back up.
I'm smiling.
Throwing shade.
What is my Tiamat?
West player rolling
And I don't need no ring. I would rather let Ring of Fire be down.
Yeah.
You can use magic. This we're getting a recap.
All right, so we had
Because I do more than 10d6.
a martial challenge to fight this other group that had told Duke Zalto that they could get the elemental from Gottelgrim. And it was the best out of 3. And the group that got the best out of 3 in this martial combat would get the job. And we just won ourselves a job.
All right, so as I said, they pull their leader out of the fire, the Eternal Flame do, and they're back to being that quiet, seething hate as they glare at you guys, and the ring of fire dies down.
Hey, we were cordial with them.
And Duke Zalto is celebrating you guys. I mean, Blagofkis is very quiet. He's sitting there watching everything, and Zalto tells Blagofkis, he says, "Blagofkis, see them out." And he kind of looks at Zalto a little sour, and he nods his head, and he ushers the Eternal Flame back up the cave tunnel.
So did we get that Lagofis wanted us to lose?
Mm-hmm.
Can I insight that?
Sure.
Not very good at it.
I'll do that as well.
Actually, I'm not
Better
bad
than
at it.
Yeah.
19.
15.
15's actually what you need. He's not sour that you guys lost. He's sour that he's been giving orders.
Oh, okay.
Cloud Giants and Fire Giants is the word name.
Gotcha.
What order name? He ushers him back up the cave tunnel to the forges of Iron Slag. And he says, "Come, heal your wounds." He said, "We feast, we drink, we make plans to kill that bitch of a dragon."
Yes.
The
son of a better.
he graciously ushers you guys back up the tunnel to the forges of Iron Slag. You're back up to the Vognod, and as you come back in, you see Zalto. He kind of looks up, and the Eternal Flame are walking up the stairs with Blagofkis.
Said heal up, so we can go ahead and do that.
You ain't gotta worry about that. You ain't got no combat.
Just
You
erase
heal
the
up.
damage.
Yeah, exactly. Erase your damage, done. I ain't nothing else going on today.
Unless I just randomly shoot the guy by accident.
Or you're used to this, as you walk through the fire giants that are working on the bottom nod. Nope, they don't ever look up. I mean, they're hard at work, just like a dwarf. I mean, they don't, if someone's around, they don't really lose focus. He takes you guys past the bottom down to this room, well-furnished room for a giant. And he kind of gives a little hearty laugh. He's like, my apologies for not being able to accommodate you.
You've got me fine. I'll cast fly.
And fly up to the table.
I can cast on one other person.
You can fly up and sit on you can sit on a chair and like be like chest up to a table. So you just be sat. I don't know about you. How short are you?
I'm like right around 5 foot.
What about Vesper and or Roland? I mean, yeah. What are you, Roland? What are you, Luda?
I've got it on one of these
5'6".
characters. I'm 6'4".
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Wow,
like
you're
5'6".
huge for a drow. Okay, so everybody with Roland probably have a little bit of difficulty dealing with being up to the table, being so short. But he has he barks and giant. He yells for this ogre to cook you guys a feast, and he says, Lagofkis was telling me that there's a council in Waterdeep. Who's on this council?
God, that's been how many
It's a
months?
lot of lords. The lords of Neverwinter.
From various regions in general.
I'll tell them everybody.
You count him as an ally right now. He's going to be an ally.
I know
against
that
the
Neverwinter
dragons,
from
so I don't
Neverwinter
see
is on the
reason to
council.
hold anything back.
Yeah, I think after that, it'll
After that, it's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
But
Burner's 2 wives are on the council.
for now, we shouldn't.
Who else is on council? Anybody remember?
Order to the
I
gods.
said what I said.
Your
Various
father,
lords from around.
My parents,
My master.
Salazar and Thea.
Well, am I the only that's not trying to just throw all my cards on the table at once?
I'll try to one day. Well, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, probably. The one person that usually just spills everything is the only one holding shit back.
And yeah, right.
Well, I have a reason.
He says, and they fear us.
Yeah,
Hey, more than the dragons, they see the dragons as a more fluke.
because of all the giant raids around.
You've got to give them the perfect cover.
And he walks over to his cabinet, pulls him a drink, and says, excuse me, and he takes a swig. He's like, your wee cups will be coming soon. And
I put a jug about 5 gallons with me, my friend.
he kind of gives you a little nod. He, so, how would one such as I get on this council?
Offer an alliance of truce. Approach as an ally, not as a threat.
And kind of scratches his chin. Got some scratch my chin. He tells you,
We could probably help you in.
I understand that
I have some.
in general you people have very short sights upon the wee folk, understandably, but
and he tells you, what must I do?
give and take. Give and take.
Like, elaborate.
Come to them as an ally. Don't wave war banners.
He's like, I've waved none.
Send a messenger ahead. Announce in your presence formal decree.
Or
Asking for an audience
We
to
can-
speak terms to face.
we may be able to set you up with an audience.
We could serve as such.
He said, and
Messengers.
I do have messengers before me.
Aye, indeed.
Yes.
He said, what of the primordial? Do you think this will be an issue?
I don't think so once they understand the threat of the dragon.
Doesn't he remind you
Dwarves
that
is a
who
stubborn-
sent the dragon after Zephyros?
Dwarfs.
And what dwarves were those?
About animal dwarfs. That's
What
what I'm
dwarves have the primordial and gauntlet
saying.
ground?
Animal dwarfs. That's what I said. Dwarves are stubborn folk. The truce will have to last longer than just the end of Tiamat. That's the issue.
Well, once I set atop the ordning, I see no problem with that.
Your people are known for making some of the finest great works in the world. I myself marvel at the work you've done with the Reborn.
Is he being truthful? Does he actually seek an alliance with the?
Roll me an insight.
I think it does.
17.
You believe him.
That makes it more
Yeah.
powerful if he has an alliance with them.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
He still wants to be in charge though.
Yeah, but if he
Yeah.
gets his help, he can. It makes it easier for him to get top.
You think about it, not only is he would be on the Lord's Alliance, he would run the court of giants, of giant kind too.
And he'd be
It makes
rolled
him
in
more
very
powerful.
large portion of the north.
And he had more slaves. I don't say that out loud though.
Care to bring that up though?
By all means.
Fuck, why not? Hey, Luda. What about the slaves?
And he says, what of them?
The wee folk look down on it. But in all honesty,
He says,
going by his ignorance.
but do the wee folk not have slaves too?
Exactly, going by his ignorance. Humans specifically, and to us as well. They give in to the lust for good. Elves are more self-righteous.
So in the end, everyone is a slave to something. Everyone has their vice.
Aye, the vices we set for
Choose
ourselves.
it.
He said your pride would not let you yield, correct? And he looks at you like he noticed that during the fight.
I knew I was going to lose when I walked in. Might as well give you a soul.
That you guys did.
I'm a craftsman, not necessarily a warrior. Otherwise I would be making giant metal beds.
He said a fine work.
Aye, me thanks. I think that does me some.
So,
Go ahead.
if getting you in this group does not give you access to Primordial, I could probably get in there and get you access.
He said,
Oh, bloody
he
hell.
said, oh, you've already told me. Your friend Ord here has already said he could do such a thing.
We can.
Are you lying?
I'll tell the truth, like we could do it. I don't know if we will do it.
If that happened,
He tells you, he says, Magera is the only way I will seek a truce out with the Alliance. Only its fires and its magical being can forge the Vodnod and keep the Colossus together.
can you imagine what you can make with it afterwards, though?
He says, I'd be willing to give it back.
Oh, can I insight that?
Yeah, me too. Oh,
Yeah, that is a big worry.
21.
They're off wheel, I think.
Yeah, I got 10. It's not gonna work.
It's hard to tell. Just depends. Depends on how things go, what you're gathering. He tells you,
He's weighing his options.
yes, he's weighing his options.
Yeah.
Said, he's like, what good would the Primordial be once I have the bottom nod? Destroyers of dragons.
Surely nothing can compare to it. If he can kill Tiamat, he can take out every other dragon in the world.
They can kill all the gods. With it built, no one would dare wage war against Duke Zalto.
Or his allies.
If I make them.
Aye.
And those who oppose me should think twice. So do you think the dwarves will truly come off the primordial once they know it will be in the hands of a fire giant?
I do not know, to be honest. It depends on the sales pitch. If you're pitching an into a war that's been waging for centuries, millennia, since the time that the beast been thrown into the pit to begin with,
Dwarves are going to push all
Well, that's
that.
if you can keep the other
Side.
giants in line, if you can make an actual community that's willing to trade and prosper, with the rest of the Soul Coast and Florida itself.
He tells you,
They have dealt with the orcs.
and there lies the problem. What can small folk give people of my kind, of any of giant kind? For all your things are small, for we are large.
We could make them bigger.
That's just one materials. That's the only issue. And it's
Much-
not even an issue.
Says much like the cannon you promised Blagofkas.
If you don't want to let me use it for it's for it.
In time, he tells you the dwarves are a problem. Then what?
So we sneak in and get it anyway.
If we can appeal to the Lord's Alliance, they can appeal to the dwarves on your behalf to begin with, making the process easier.
Would you like a meeting with the council? We could probably set that up.
He said, such a thing may do good for my kind. Though with the Colossus, I do know that I cannot win the war myself. Thus, why Blagofkas has went and find Skyreach Castle, another weapon of war during the ancient times.
Yes.
He said there are some issues at hand. There are other pieces missing to the Colossus that I do need. And he kind of smiles when he says this. He says, for some unfortunate small folk, they have been caught in a way. Some not as willing to give the pieces.
We've been to that.
An alliance might get the pieces easier.
Then you
Less
have
lives-
the small
less
folk
lives lost.
searching for the pieces, using their own resources.
He says, then what if the dragons find out then? What if the dragons find out of the alliance when they see people such as you walking with my kind, flying the castles in the sky? Then what?
Fear us.
I think not.
I thought this would get along myself. They worry they expedite, but they do have a piece to their own chess game. The Storm King.
Yes, King Hickerton.
Yes.
Unfortunate he is gone.
We don't know if he's gone. Jofnar said he found him. I thought he was dead.
Who is this Jofnar?
Storm Giants, an ally we made on the way down here. But down there, they're not long story.
And do you think that you need the king to unite the giant races?
I'm saying he's a chess piece. A big one.
He says,
If you can get the king on your side, you get the Storm Giants.
the stone giants.
I believe that his name's Kaelithika.
Well, Gothkas has mentioned them. She is crazed. She cares not for the Order.
We ran on mock of them.
She's a problem of a different kind. Do not care for her kind.
I don't care for anyone that's willing to.
Art
make their
does
own
not
judgment.
win war.
War in and of itself is a form of artistry.
He agreed. He takes a drink. And about that time, here come this ogre, and he's just got a giant platter. And it's got a meal cooked for every one of you. And it's got drinks, and he slides it up to the table.
How strong is it? Like I take a sip of the drink, how strong is it?
It's pretty strong. For me, a constitution save.
You would think that my excessive drinking would give me advantage.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yeah, but then every character
Giants.
would have advantage because most characters have excessive drinking.
I drink 5 gallons a day.
So, you should be dead.
I'm bored. I got a 9.
What do you got?
Yeah, I got 9. I wrote too long.
Yeah, it's pretty strong.
Yeah.
So,
One doesn't drink.
Vesper's just chowing down.
yeah.
The waiter comes by. Everyone's like, "Yes, can I get a water?"
Some lemonade.
Well, I mean, you kind of broke him of that. He was 19 and got him really drunk and he lost control of his own senses, basically.
He just passed out. Come on, let's be realistic. He just passed
He
out.
passed out, pissed his armor, and threw up on himself.
Yeah.
He asked,
Remember the radio? Yeah, that's about what it was like.
how soon can I meet with this alliance?
Luda here can send a message.
I can as well.
Me and Ord can communicate it from miles and miles away with magic.
It says, then do so.
What 25 words who was to say to him? That's how the spell works.
I am not the messenger.
Just tell them that Duke Zalto wishes to speak with the Lord's Alliance about a truce.
An alliance, perhaps.
An alliance.
That's right there. Duke Zalto.
Wait. But I'm willing to expend whatever spell slots I need to.
Yes.
Who you sending it to?
I guess Leosin.
You send it to Leosin, or you send it to his...
His parents are actually on the council. Roland's are.
Yeah, you should send it to his parents.
Leosin's almost like an advisor.
I
Yeah.
know, it's...
You should send it to
And you have met his parents
Yeah.
multiple times. You've already met his parents twice.
Yeah.
So,
Send it to him and tell them...
No, I want to send it to Leosin.
I want to send a message to the Lord, never Emperor.
Okay, I'll send it to Ord's parents.
Or it's
You never met my
No,
parents.
he's not Ord's parents. Fuck, Roland's
No.
parents.
It says,
Thea or
if you
Salazar.
wish to end the threat of giants, possibly permanently, a potential ally, Duke Zalto, a fire giant, wishes to speak of a truce.
what are you sending here? What is this?
That's sending.
It's a never ember.
Send it to Rupert?
No, never ember.
Oh, okay.
Out of all of them, he's the one that's most desperate to end this.
Never Ember?
Asshole.
That's who you're sending it to?
Out of all of them, he's the one that gave me the image that he wants to end this.
He can send his own message.
I'll send it to Leosin, but Leosin's not the guy. That's the one that's.
Send it to never ember. He'll send it to Thea and them.
Let me double check who else on the council.
I say just go ahead and send it to him.
Oh, never mind. Yeah, I did put Dick right there by his name, didn't I?
Yeah.
But send it to him
Yeah,
anyway.
he was a pretty big dickhead.
Who's the Raven
Purple
Guard?
Dragon Knight.
Purple Dragon, that's on.
He's not on council.
He's on-
Actually, yeah, he is on the council.
He is on the council.
Yes, he's on the council.
He is on the council?
That's how we saw
Sir
him.
Esteval's is on the council.
Yep.
First
Sir
time we saw
Esteval
him.
is on the council.
Send it to
Then I will send it to Sir Esteval that
Oh, dude, he hates dragons.
we may have an
Dragons born.
the giants are willing to speak truce to end Tiamat. A lasting truce, an alliance, in order to end Tiamat.
That's what you sent him?
If the Lord's Alliance will be open to a council.
I have way more than 25 words.
Well, guys, are you don't want to say a lot.
I get what you're saying, though. After a while, you get the itch, and you hear, "Good to hear from you, Ward. This is a difficult task. The council fears the giants. Zalto must prove himself."
I'll mark off another spell slot. The spell slots suck. I will relay that to Zalto as well. But I'm using a knight from Cornwall.
And
Someone
don't
who
go much further apart.
followed the cult up here and is the chief
You get
advocate
cramps.
against them.
Tells you a man of honor.
Aye. He hunted Dracula's in the like. He says that it's a difficult task, as you well imagine. We have a countryside that's feeling you. You need to prove your intentions. And I think I have a way, but I don't know if you like it.
He looks at you. amused.
Slaves. Return the slaves to him.
It could work. It would be a good, show of good faith.
Be a great show of good faith.
It would more than win their trust.
It would.
He says, then who will stoke the fires?
Your yak folk.
That is its own truce.
Aye.
The Yak folk have an understanding with me.
Well, how about
Then half the slaves.
half the slaves? Or perhaps just let them out of slavery and let them work for you.
Send the
Pay
women.
them?
Maybe let them live
Keep
here.
them in. Send the women.
They
to
do
children.
live here.
I mean,
You seen their places when you came to
yes,
me.
but I mean, you know, perhaps let them work here for in return for just food and shelter, and they work for you like serfs.
He kind of thinks about it. He was like,
Think of the slaves that you have from those regions you're wishing to appeal to. Those are your key pieces.
he's mulling over what you've told him. And then he gets an idea. And his eyes lock on Rupert. Tell me, dwarf, can you build more of those?
It's very time consuming and expensive, but
And after the war, all
Do
will
I
be at peace.
aye,
Time will be on everyone's side.
Yes.
aye.
A cannon for Logofkis. Your golems for my mines.
Fair enough.
And I will release the
I can
slaves.
make them very humanoid and shit, but yeah, I'm down.
As long as they push, as long as they do. And then
I can make
they don't sleep.
They don't rest, they don't sleep, they don't eat. They take no resources to maintain other than this repair work. Was all of your people are more than fascinating.
And they don't resist.
That's even better. You make me one for each slave set free.
It will take time, I'll need extra hands. to help.
As I said, in a time of peace, everyone has time.
Agreed.
I will help you.
So you're gonna help?
I'm gonna help him build these.
We gotta build them.
Do you want to take like 6 notes artists and do?
I'll start taking artificer.
That's another joke. The
Well, I mean, I will, and if I need.
You don't have to do that.
You just help me
He can
out.
show you how to.
This is important for the story to get this guy to really.
Now, does this include all the slaves up top too?
Are those his
Because
slaves?
no, they're not his slaves.
I'm only asking about his slaves.
All right.
I don't know anything about the Yak folk. I don't know nothing about the truce.
Okay. Someone might want to write this down. I'll let you know how many. Well, yeah, no, Ord needs to write this down because this is how many people he's going to have to build. Okay, I'm just going to go through the book. You've got 11 dwarves, 17 rock gnomes.
One second. Alright.
Let's see. 4 more dwarves.
4 more dwarves, so 15 dwarves.
Mhm.
So we're up to 32.
Another dwarf. 10 more dwarves and 10 humans.
Fucking dwarves, man. Shit.
Ancient enemy of the giants, right?
Oh yeah, and most of like next door neighbors. This is the shitty part. The 2 neighbors that hate each other to the point of murder.
5 more dwarves.
Pick them nails, shit.
7 more gnomes.
Oh, problems.
Tell me when you're caught up here.
I'm caught up.
3 more humans.
You should have said like little marks like 1.
6 orcs.
6 orcs.
Mm-hmm.
You
But
big
honestly,
keep
is
the
we're
orcs.
really worried about freeing the orc.
30 goblins.
30 goblins?
The goblins and orcs you could probably keep. I don't think that-
God, this will take forever to build. Actually,
20 more goblins.
Jesus. He can keep the goblins.
You agreed. All the slaves, and that's it.
That's a year for just for goblins.
Well, for all helping, eventually
Yeah.
we'll get
I
better
would
at it.
ask him if he thinks that the yak folk,
Hey, hold up, guys. Hey, simmer down.
because I noticed that the yak folk had
74. So
some-
100,
some elves as slaves. I don't want to free them all, obviously, but do you think if I could see what elves they have, I'm looking for a member of my family. I would buy them, of course.
I was gonna ask him to buy them from him.
He tells you you must take that up with them.
But I'm just asking, do you think they would be willing to do that?
The Yak folk have no need for treasures. The Yak folk were a cruel race. If you do not watch yourself, I cannot promise you you will not end up a slave of theirs. They have strange ways of doing such a thing.
Oh, you look fancy. Mine.
It will take, by myself, it'll take about
He says,
2.5 years extra to get materials. But it's possible.
he says, you have all the materials you need in the forge.
There's a glint in Ord's eye like y'all have never seen before. His
Um,
dome facade slightly cracked.
he tells you, Vesper, if this is someone you've been looking for a while, if they're there, they're probably dead. The slaves of the Yak folk do not last long.
I wouldn't assume that they are there, but
He says,
Is it?
but if you wish to speak to them, you may. But I cannot hold no promises.
Probably be better to have, not go to them for the audience. Lest you be snatched up.
Now,
Well, I think the slave in question was taken by the Zentano.
yeah, I know what he's thinking about.
Yeah.
So the question is, how many slaves in total you got there, Ord?
124.
What do you plan on doing with them?
are we taking them now?
Oh, he's gonna let him go with you guys.
Holy
Take them to Waterdeep.
No, that's his show of
That's
faith.
the deal, yeah.
Yeah.
That is the
When
deal.
we go to Waterdeep, they're coming with us.
So Legopicus,
How many is there,
can they
120?
fit on the ship?
The
Yeah.
fortress.
Well, Gothicus isn't here for you to ask, but the ship is huge. It's made for giants. It's a castle. It's a fortress.
Because I
I can
can
relay the information back to the festival.
So
Okay.
now we got stuff
You
to
will
send for
need
my
to-
message to send, so let them know.
Okay, hold up. Send me the message.
The fire giants are willing to release all their slaves to their rightful homes as a show, as kind of show to us, of faith and trust. That's 15:20. 15. He seeks an audience to speak of an alliance.
That's it.
Okay. You get the itching in your head, and he said, Esteval, he'll tell you, bring proof of freedom. Last time, things didn't go pleasant with you. Lots of mistrust. He says, I will warn those I trust. Good luck.
I kind of want to know this is will bring 124 slaves.
You gotta bring some proof that they're
Well, I
free.
think we can let the goblins and the orcs just go. Because they're not from any place there.
Yeah. I mean,
You don't want to bring a bunch of goblins and orcs into Waterdeep.
Before you did that, we gotta, you're gonna replace them with the target.
When we adjourn our
You'll catch
conference and feast, I will speak to the slaves and inform them of their freedom.
Oh my god.
We will bring them as evidence. Dude,
that gets evaporated by a breath weapon very quickly.
Cannon fodder.
but they could be fighting the kobolds.
I don't think you should let them go.
What if we train them as
They'll join us, we freed them.
They'll be like level 1 and 2 wizards just sitting there.
Bunch of snurts running around.
Just sit there throwing magic missiles. Just give them fucking scrolls to like read.
That's what the god. That's what the.
Before you drop them off at the Greenfields and have them read.
Do you know where the orcs came from?
He tells you the mountains, because you're in the mountains, from the nearby forest. Most goblins are from the Underdark. It is nothing. He says, but tell me, what is to keep me from gaining more slaves?
Your Honor.
Hey,
He won't,
take.
he won't need slaves when he
Well,
gets
They
there's
here.
trust in
Yeah,
us. We
Thomas
they trust in you. No road is one way.
You're making people that work 24/7 for him. He's gonna have-
And they don't try to uprise.
yeah.
In order for you to place trust in us, we have to place trust in you.
Blagothgus walks in about this time. He says, my ogres can run the forges, run the coal, the mines. Need not worry. They can do twice as much as any goblin or orc. It's no big deal. He says, but tell me, how do you plan to get back to Waterdeep?
We're going to plan a grand soldier and that'll take now another 6 months to a year.
I'll ask Gothgus if before we go to Waterdeep, if he wouldn't mind using if he could use his ship to take or Mustia's body back to her family.
He tells you no. This thing is best unseen as much as possible.
Aye.
This is a weapon of
I
war.
hate that it comes from Roland.
This will carry the Vod and
So you
Dod
can't carry 124 individuals.
to the dragons.
Carry her to his city to where he wants you to.
The less eyes that are on my castle, the better.
I have to actually agree. The castle itself is a very good weapon. A mobile hub command center that it can go anywhere it needs to.
69.
And carry armies.
Exactly. It's built for giants.
Yeah.
If the alliance goes through, you could have waves of soldiers just to fight the ground troops, while the big ones fight the dragons.
Exactly.
That's going to be the value of the smaller folk. Not so much dealing with the dragons, but this cultists and their rank and file.
How many of them could get in your bag of holding?
Bloody hell, they're dead within an hour.
He'd be dead within an
Well,
hour.
I mean, they can get out. I mean, we could say we're on a ship. They can periodically get
Thunder
out.
shut them
and go back
down.
in. No, they get out and get back in, you know, and just be on rotation that way.
Now we can plan a soldier to return to the Mortain lands to the
Plan
south.
what?
To return to the more tamed lands of the
Okay.
south.
Yeah.
It's getting them there's a problem.
Aye.
Well, you talking about the slaves?
Yeah.
It's a fucking caravan, man.
The slaves are kind of great from the nearby.
Yes!
But
We're gonna get a caravan.
you lied on that last caravan.
A lot of them.
A lot of your slaves are from the surrounding area. A lot of your humans, most of them are barbarians, because there's a lot of barbarian tribes up north. Most of your dwarves are from Adbar and Felbar.
Aye.
So, and then most of your elves will come from, most of them probably from the High Forest. So, I mean, all of them are from around the area.
Yeah.
So,
They wouldn't be going
too far. Maybe
Too far.
might be a few from like Nightstone or what have you. They just got nabbed in the process.
Yeah. Nightstone's like 600-700 miles away from this.
Then they were taken as a snack.
So. No, they never said the Giants took anybody from then.
No, that was a joke.
But yeah, when you free the slaves, that's what they'll do. They'll spread out as much as possible. Most of them will probably travel to Adbar and Philbar.
The dwarves can relay
Yeah.
information back. The dwarves can relay information back to Waterdeep of the newfound freedom.
News does seem to spread quickly.
Aye.
And
That's
he asked,
it.
where do you go from here?
Does anyone want to talk to half dragon?
I mean, you guys got, you guys got to be messengers here.
Yeah. We have to return to Waterdeep.
We'll have to.
From Waterdeep, then we can proceed with our quest.
I mean, you're looking the long trip on foot.
There's a boat that
Someone
can
must
bring
have
us.
probably shouldn't have sent the airship back.
Where's Orbusti at right
Well, I thought it was like we currently
Baldur's
do not
Gate,
need
which
you,
is
but we
further
currently
south
don't
than
need you,
Waterdeep.
right?
Yeah, well, we released
I thought we-
She's fine.
Did
She's
you?
preserved.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, but Golthus,
in the cast.
he'll tell you the ice will preserve her. You have no worries.
Damn it, we did release this.
Not only
shit.
that, but we need to go
Yeah,
even further south than
Quick
that.
question.
Well,
now?
Is that stuff that
That's
kind
been
of-
all there.
there's clerics there that
What?
can resurrect her.
To res.
What do you mean?
Because there's a bigger thing an hour, 10
Okay, but
days.
who really knows that here, though? Seriously, characterized. No one really knows that here. Who's ever dealt with resurrection?
Oh, never.
Done a resurrection, so.
Jesus.
You guys really.
I'm probably familiar with it, having
Don't
been
even
from
go
a
to
temple like that. Where
No, I would say that
but not,
being
not
so
having
young
seen it, you
and
know.
you're not a cleric, no, I wouldn't
He's
say
heard,
that.
he's
You
heard
wouldn't.
fairy tales.
I mean, you were
That's-
just
I
a
was just
soldier.
assuming
You were
that
just a
that's why-
soldier. You might have heard stories, but no, you're not familiar with it. I wouldn't see why.
Sword tricks
you'd
of
be
your
familiar with it.
horseback for a long time.
Probably.
Whatever happened to Bragorthus? Did they always eat the horses or something?
I don't know where your horses are. No one bothered to say, hey, let me go to Parnast or anything.
The ogres took the horses.
We really didn't have time.
Oh. Well, he don't see that
God,
far.
I just want to wipe them guys off the map. I don't want to. You got yours, I got
And I've
mine.
got Tiberius. We ride 2 and 2. Oh, you got Snark too.
Okay, so the question is, how do you get back to Waterdeep? Because he's urging you guys to make haste.
At the moment, the only route we see is on horseback.
We can technically. If it depends on how you worded Dosephi ascending, it was to stand by or permanent release. Like just
I'm pretty sure they said that she was done.
We told her, yeah.
We let her go.
And trust me,
because
I
we're
wasn't this
knowing
far, I
that-
thought about
that she-
it.
you know,
I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure that you guys had told her she was done when you said that.
where's the closest form of civilization?
Let's see, you've got Adbar, Felbar. Those are actually your two closest places.
Those barbarian clans, though, right?
Or no?
Oh, no, that's
Citadels.
the two of the pre-dwarven citadels.
We can travel with the
The
Adbar
wyverns.
dwarves to Adbar.
Don't,
No, those are cultist shit.
Felbar, you would know, or Felbar would be closer towards Waterdeep. If you go to Adbar, you're going to the west, to the east. You need to go west.
So we're going to Felbar?
Felbar would be the closest place.
What is it or not?
Or is it
Exactly.
not?
That's what I was wondering.
we can, hey, what about we go, oh, I know where we go. Go talk to his Druid girlfriend in the forest.
When the king was slaughtered in front of me.
You hear me?
Hold up, listen, you're about to hear a
Or
story.
the High Forest?
Oh,
Hey, you're about to hear a story.
Go ahead.
Around what time lies from Felbar before the orcs took it.
Oh.
The king was slaughtered in the mines, but no tunnels to and through, and the halls. Only half of the clan survived. That's bad memories. Now when anyone goes back, they see it as our shame. We abandoned it. We didn't die defending it. We were smiths and miners, not warriors.
Understood.
White Timeline went as far away from us as they could. Stopped in Mirabar.
Let's not go there. I will bring up,
You said something about El Hillary?
yeah, let's go to Hillary.
And you're gonna send her a message.
I can send her a message. I think she can get us there faster.
She could probably get us through the High Forest, yeah.
I'll send her a
But we
message.
were warned last time.
Yeah.
There was the high force we were warned about.
Yeah, but we don't have no shit this time or nothing. So I'll send Hillary a message
We're
rest
also
of the
not
day.
whales.
Alright,
Evelyn.
send me a message.
I say,
Somebody smells Los Angeles and hockey.
can you help us travel back to Waterdeep
Plus, he's in Waterdeep.
quicker than by foot? It is urgent. We get there quickly. We are safe for now. Greensfield. That's 25.
Okay. She tells you
Singing is so good of a spell.
This is actually the cell phone D&D world.
Essentially.
But you got limitations on it.
It's the Twitter at the end.
But you only get 25 words.
It is totally the Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
she tells you head to Everland. Seek out Moongleam Tower
Everland?
and its archmage, Crowin Valharo.
You got that written down?
Tell him
Got to.
what you are, and he will get you there quickly.